Have you ever felt paralyzed by stress, procrastination, or lack of direction in life? Those days when everything is out of your control and you don't know where to start to change? What if I tell you that the wisdom of Stoic philosophers, such as Marco Aurelio and Seneca, helps you unlock your potential and live with more clarity and purpose? Stoicism, a philosophy that emerged over 2,000 years ago, is not just a set of old ideas. He is a practical guide to face everyday challenges with resilience, focus, and wisdom. Imagine being able to deal with stress at work, overcome procrastination, or find peace amid chaos. All of this is possible when we apply the Stoic practices to our modern life. In this video, you will discover 10 Stoic practices that will unlock your inner potential. These practices will help you control your emotions, focus on what really matters, and face challenges calmly and wisdom. Whether you are a career transition professional, someone seeking self-awareness, or just a person who wants to live more balanced, these practices are for you. Before we dive into them, I want to know, do you already know Stoicism? Have you applied any of these practices in your life? Comment below and let's start this journey together. Stoicism was born in ancient Greece, but it was in Rome that it gained strength with philosophers such as Marco Aurelio, Seneca, and Epictetus. These thinkers were not interested in abstract theories. They sought practical answers to questions such as how to live a good life, how to deal with pain, failure, and uncertainty. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that we cannot control everything around us, but we can control as we react to circumstances. This philosophy teaches us how to focus on our reach, our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and to accept what we cannot change. Today, Stoicism is more relevant than ever. We live in a world full of distractions, pressures, and uncertainties. Many of us fight against stress, anxiety, and lack of focus. This is where Stoicism comes in. It offers tools to face these challenges with clarity and resilience. In the next sections, you will find out how to apply these principles in practice. Let's explore 10 Stoic practices that will help you unlock your potential and live a more balanced and purposeful life. Practice 1. Dichotomy of control. Control dichotomy. The first Stoic practice we will explore is the dichotomy of control, a central concept in Stoicism. The idea is simple. In life, some things are under our control, while others are not. The secret to inner peace is to focus our energy only on what we can control and accept what is beyond our reach. Imagine that you are stuck in traffic. Being annoyed or honking frantically won't make traffic walk faster. This is out of your control. However, you can control how it reacts to this situation. Take a deep breath, hear a podcast, or simply accept that it is late. Applying control dichotomy in everyday life reduces stress and increases mental clarity. Instead of worrying about things you can't change, you direct your energy to actions that really make a difference. When faced with a stressful situation, ask yourself, is this under my control? If the answer is no, take a deep breath and accept it. If so, act with focus and determination. This practice is the first step in unlocking your potential. Let's now go to the next practice, which will help you turn challenges into opportunities. Practice 2. Love fati, love destination. The second Stoic practice is love fati, which means love destiny. This idea invites us to accept and embrace everything that happens in our lives, even if it seems negative at first glance. Instead of fighting the circumstances, we learn to see them as growth opportunities. Imagine you lost a job. At first, it may seem like a disaster, but what if it opens doors to a career more aligned with your values, or give you time to invest in a personal project? Love fati teaches us to see beyond immediate and trust that everything happens for a reason. This practice does not mean being passive or resigned. On the contrary, it is about acting wisely, even when things do not come out as planned. When we embrace fate, we develop resilience and a positive mindset capable of turning adversity into steps to success. Practice gratitude for something that looks bad. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this strengthen me? With love, Fati, you begin to see challenges as allies, not as enemies. Now, let's go to the next practice, which will help you prepare for the ups and downs of life. Practice 3. Negative visualization, premeditatio malorum. The third Stoic practice is negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. This technique consists in imagining the worst possible scenarios to prepare emotionally and mentally to face them. It may seem counterintricate, but by visualizing what could go wrong, you reduce the fear of the unknown and increase your resilience. For example, imagine that you have an important presentation at work. Instead of just waiting for everything to go well, take a few minutes to think about what could go wrong. What if the projector fails? What if you forget about the content? By visualizing these scenarios, you can prepare yourself in advance, creating contingency plans and reducing anxiety. Negative visualization is not about being pessimistic, but about being prepared. It helps us face the challenges more confidently and to value what we already have, because it reminds us that things could be worse. Before an important event, book 5 minutes to reflect on possible obstacles and how you would deal with them. This practice is a powerful antidote against anxiety. Now let's go to the next practice, which will help you keep your focus on what really matters. Practice 4, Meri Mori, remember death. The fourth Stoic practice is Menti Mori, a Latin expression meaning remember death. It may seem dark at first glance, but this practice is actually a powerful tool to live with more intentionality. By reflecting on the finitude of life, we are remembering that our time is limited and precious. Imagine that today is the last day of your life. What would you do? How would you act? This reflection helps us prioritize what really matters and to set aside distractions and insignificant concerns. For example, instead of procrastinating an important project, you might ask yourself, if I died tomorrow, would you regret not doing it? Memento Mori is not about living in fear, but about living with purpose. It encourages us to enjoy every moment, to value our relationships, and to act according to our deepest values. Reserve a few minutes a day to reflect on the brevity of life. Ask yourself, am I using my time significantly? This practice is a call to action. Now, let's go to the next practice, which will help you strengthen your self-discipline and integrity. Practice 5. Self-discipline and virtue. The fifth Stoic practice is self-discipline and virtue. For the Stoics, true happiness comes from living according to our deepest values, even when it requires effort and sacrifice. This means choosing what is right, not what is easy. Imagine that you are trying to maintain a routine of study, but the temptation to roll social networks is great. Stoic self-discipline teaches us to resist this temptation, not for fear of punishment, but because we value personal growth and learning. When we act with virtue, be it wisdom, courage, justice, or self-control, we strengthen our integrity and build a life aligned with our principles. This practice is not about being perfect, but about making conscious choices every day. Every decision we make is an opportunity to practice virtue and bring us closer to the best version of ourselves. Set a small daily goal that is aligned with your values. It can be simple, such as reading 10 pages of a book or doing a good deed. With self-discipline and virtue, you build a solid foundation for a significant life. Now let's go to the next practice, which will help you cultivate gratitude and a positive mindset. Practice 6. Daily gratitude. 6th, Stoic. Practice is daily gratitude. For Stoics, cultivating gratitude is not just a gesture of courtesy, but a powerful way to train the mind to focus on what we have instead of what we are lacking. When we practice gratitude, we develop a positive and resilient mindset, capable of finding beauty even in challenging situations. Imagine starting or ending the day reflecting on 3 things you are grateful. It can be simple, like a hot coffee in the morning, a hug from a loved one, or the opportunity to learn something new. This practice helps us recognize the small blessings that often go unnoticed in everyday life. Gratitude also reminds us of the impermanence of life. By valuing what we have today, we become more aware that these things may not always be with us. This encourages us to live with more presence and appreciation. Keep a gratitude diary and write down 3 things you are grateful every night. This practice is an antidote against negativity. Now let's go to the next practice, which will help you live the present moment mostly. Practice 7. Stoic mindfulness, living the present. The 7th Stoic practice is the Stoic mindfulness, or the art of living the present moment. As Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, mindfulness helps us to be fully aware of the here and now without distractions or judgments. Together, these approaches create a powerful tool for mental clarity and inner peace. Imagine that you are working on an important project, but your mind is rambling between past and future worries. By practicing the Stoic mindfulness, you bring your attention back to the current task, totally focusing on what you are doing. This not only increases your productivity, but also reduces stress and anxiety. Stoics believed that the present is the only moment we really have. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. When we fully live the present, we are able to make more conscious decisions and enjoy every moment of life. Practice conscious breath for 2 minutes when you wake up. Focus only on your breath, leaving aside distracting thoughts. This practice is an invitation to presence. Now, let's go to the next practice, which will help you deal with negative emotions in a more balanced way. Practice 8, detachment of negative emotions. 8th Stoic practice is the detachment of negative emotions. Stoics believed that emotions such as anger, frustration, and anxiety arise when we cling to things out of our control. The key to inner peace is to learn to observe these emotions without letting them dominate us. Imagine that someone criticizes their work. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, you can practice Stoic detachment, recognize emotion, but not identify with it. Ask yourself, is this criticism under my control? What can I learn from this? By adopting this posture, you turn a negative situation into a growth opportunity. Detachment does not mean being cold or indifferent. It means choosing how to react rather than being taken by emotions. When we practice this skill, we develop a calmer and more balanced mind, capable of facing wisdom challenges. When you feel a negative emotion, ask yourself, will it care 5 years from now? This helps to put things in perspective. This practice is an essential step for emotional resilience. Now let's go to the next practice, which will help you reflect on your day and learn from your experiences. Practice 9. Night reflection, consciousness exam. The 9th practical Stoic is the night reflection, also known as an examination of consciousness. This practice is to review the day, evaluating their actions, thoughts, and emotions. The goal is not to criticize yourself, but learn from your experiences and prepare for the next day. Imagine that before bed, you dedicate 5 minutes to reflect on your day. What did you do well? Where could it have acted differently? This reflection helps us identify behavioral patterns, recognize our errors without judgment, and to celebrate our achievements, however small. Stoics believe that night reflection is a form of self-knowledge and personal growth. By reviewing the day, you become more aware of your choices and more prepared to act wisely in the future. Book 5 minutes before bed to reflect on 3 questions. What did I do well today? What could have done better? What did I have learned? From my experiences, this practice is an invitation to continuous improvement. Now let's go to the last practice, which will help you value the process, not just the result. Practice 10. Focus on the process, not the result. The 10th and last Stoic practice is the focus on the process, not the result. Stoics believed that while results are often out of our control, the process, our actions, efforts, and learning, is always in our hands. When we focus on the process, we develop a growth mindset and reduce frustration associated with unfulfilled expectations. Imagine that you are working on an important project. Instead of worrying obsessively with the end result, you focus on giving your best every step. If the project is successful, great. If not, you will still have learned something valuable and become a more experienced person. This practice teaches us to value effort, dedication, and learning, regardless of the result. It helps us deal better with flaws and maintain motivation, even when things do not come out as planned. Celebrate small victories along the way. Recognize the progress you are doing, even if the ultimate goal has not yet been achieved. This practice is a reminder that true growth is in the process. Now, let's go to the conclusion of the video, where we will recap everything we have learned and inspire viewers to put these practices into action. We have reached the end of this video, but this is just the beginning of your journey with Stoicism. Over the past few minutes, you have discovered 10 Stoic practices that will unlock your inner potential. From the control dichotomy to the focus on the process, each of these practices offers powerful tools to face challenges, cultivate resilience, and live a more balanced and purposeful life. Remember quickly, in control dichotomy, focus on what you can control and accept what you can't. Love fati, embrace fate and see challenges as opportunities. Negative visualization, get ready for the ups and downs of life. Meri mori, remember the finitude of life to live with more purpose. 5. Self-discipline and virtue. Act according to your values even when it is difficult. Daily gratitude. Cultivate a positive mindset through gratitude. Stoic mindfulness. Long live the present moment with fullness. Detachment of negative emotions. Observe emotions without identifying with them. Night reflection. Learn from your experiences and grow every day. Focus on the process, not the result. Value the way, not just fate. Now it's your turn to put these practices into action. Choose 1 or 2 that resonate with you and start today. Remember, Stoicism is not about being perfect, but about progressing one step at a time. Call for action. Comment below what practice you will try first. And if this video was useful for you, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell for more content like this. Finally, remember this quote from Seneca: "Luck is what happens when the preparation finds the opportunity. Get ready, act wisely, and unlock your potential." Until the next video.